You've felt a calling, haven't you? Something deep that echoes in your mind. It's no coincidence, it's a message. But don't be mistaken. It's not about comfort or hope. It's an awakening. The universe doesn't whisper. It shouts through signs, and you know it. Messages arrive when you least expect them. They appear as shadows in your routine, a strange sensation, a disconcerting synchronicity. Life presents you with patterns. You ignore them, react, seek explanations where there are none. The cycle is clear. You receive but hesitate. You see but don't act. And then the pattern repeats. The reality is simple. You drift away. Your connection with the messages dilutes. You try to rationalize but feel lost. You hope something will change without doing anything. And guess what? Nothing changes. The messages are here. The universe is speaking. And you are listening but not hearing. The responsibility is yours. The connection with your own truth exists solely because you sustain it. Accepting this requires courage. Standing still is also a decision, and you already know the cost of that. The messages don't go away. They persist, waiting for you to wake up. The harsh truth is this. This came to you because it's time to take responsibility for your own reality. The change won't come from outside. It needs to start from within. The reality has already been presented. Have you felt this weight? The pressure that comes from expectation. It's not just your mind playing tricks. There is a grain of truth. Life doesn't wait. It moves forward, relentless. The messages accumulate, but you discard them, as if they were a pile of unread letters. Some contain content that can change everything. Others are just reminders of what you will omit. You get distracted. Work, routine, external noise. But this distraction is superficial. Inside, you know, something is broken. The other side of this dichotomy is simple. While you ignore, someone waits. You think, I can't decide now. But this hesitation keeps you in limbo. The universe does not discard what you neglect. It is persistent. Every sign you ignore turns into an echo in your mind. It is a voice that does not go silent. What stops you from hearing it? Perhaps it is fear. The fear of facing the reality you have built and that no longer serves you. The fear of leaving behind something familiar, even if it is exhausting. It is easier to stay in the shadow, isn't it? Trying to understand the shadows that dance around you. The problem is that the dance is not yours. You are not the protagonist. You observe others making choices. They move forward while you are stuck in your own uncertainties. You think you need more time. But time is not an ally. It is a witness to your inaction. The messages continue. They become bolder. Small accidents, chance encounters, words spoken by strangers. These are the universe's attempts to break the bubble you created. And when you realize it is too late, time does not stop, and your indecision generates frustration. Anguish becomes familiar. It is a vicious cycle. You feel incapable, and the message intensifies. Look around, the world is not waiting for you. The motion does not stop. Whether you move forward or backward, your life continues happening. The cost of apathy accumulates. The responsibility is undeniable. What you accept and what you choose to ignore shapes your reality. You know deep down that every choice has a price. And remaining silent costs more than shouting. You feel you should act. Some inner voices begin to manifest, but you silence them. Why do you do that? Why does change seem so scary? When you refuse to listen, you become a hostage to your circumstances. You say that you want transformation, but what you really desire is comfort. And these desires rarely coexist. Time passes. Opportunities run out, and the persistence of messages becomes a heavy burden. And then comes the guilt, an uncomfortable feeling that invades your essence. And it is at this point that you must stop and observe. Observe and recognize the patterns. Life will not give you the answers. You have to find them. Change requires action, no more questioning. The truth is uncomfortable. What you ignore becomes stronger. And what you constantly avoid turns into a monster that you yourself have fed. You feel this internal battle, a conflict between the desire to move forward and the security of the familiar. What is more attractive, the unknown, or what you already know, even if unsatisfactory? Rejecting the messages weakens your own voice. And you realize that every missed moment will not return. Life waits for no one. And when finally do you decide to face it? This is where everything changes. The reality is clear. The universe will not change for you. The change needs to come from within. You have the key, do not let it rust. Look at your choices and know that the responsibility for your story is entirely yours. The reality has already been presented. Now allow yourself to listen again. The universe will continue to send messages. You just need to decide when you'll be ready to truly hear them. Life, with its peculiar cruelty, has no compassion. While you struggle with your doubts, the world moves on. The messages keep coming, but you remain deaf. The lack of response creates noise, and this noise transforms into an echo. You live in the construction of invisible walls. They are barriers created by an incessant search for justification. You try to understand everything, but in reality, what you do is avoid the urgency of change. The justifications are seductive. They promise a comfort that never arrives. Think about the faces around you. Each one tells a story. Some have battle scars, others are marked by choices capable of shaping destinies. You observe their movements, their decisions, and feel a growing emptiness. This emptiness is greater than the fear of taking risks. It is the reflection of what you could be but are not. Opportunities are spread out like petals on the ground. You ignore them, believing you are still in control, but deep down you know you're not. Time is relentless. What you call security is, in fact, a broken mirror. It reflects a version of you that no longer exists. Signs of wear appear in every interaction. The forced smile of a friend who asks if you are okay. The worried look from someone who cares. Each one carries a warning. They notice something you refuse to see. Your resistance is a prison. You avoid the eyes of others, afraid of what you may find there, afraid that by facing this reality, you won't be able to go back. The desire to maintain appearances is sometimes just a bit stronger than the will to be truthful, and so the mask remains. But when you finally turn inward, what do you find? Shadows, echoes of decisions not made. The voices crying out for attention are muffled by empty promises of tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes, does it? It transforms into a comforting illusion, a trap that you have created. You think you are alone in this struggle, that no one understands your dilemma. But you are not unique. Everyone carries invisible burdens. Everyone faces their own battles. The difference lies in the ability to recognize, in the courage to expose oneself. Sometimes something simple can spark powerful reflection. A song, a book, a casual conversation. These small moments can serve as catalysts. They break the silence. They awaken dormant curiosity, and then reality becomes even more unbearable. You might even experience a glimmer of hope in those moments. But it is fleeting, a temporary relief, because shortly thereafter comes the doubt. And now, how will you translate that emotion into action? Fear returns, stronger than before, and you sink back into the abyss of inaction. To change, you need to confront your demons. There's no running away, they will catch up with you. You need to make room for pain, frustration, and uncertainty. Each of them is part of the process. Transformation does not come without sacrifice. Then you start to notice small changes, one step at a time. Sometimes it feels like you progress by a millimeter. Other times you feel like you are moving backward. But that is part of the journey. The path is not linear, it's full of detours and obstacles. You fall, get up, breathe, and continue. Some memories arise like ghosts. These memories represent everything you have left behind. The relationships that didn't blossom, the opportunities that dissipated. They provoke a lump in your throat, a constant reminder that each choice carries a consequence. And what do you do with that? You can allow the memories to imprison you, or you can transform them into fuel. The choice is yours. When you finally decide to act, the pressure begins to ease. The tension that once paralyzed you starts to dissipate. Every small gesture becomes significant. Saying no to something that doesn't serve you. Letting go of old habits. Allowing yourself to feel the pain and not be ashamed of it. All of this brings a sense of lightness. And from there, the messages start to make sense. They are no longer a burden. They become guides. The universe then seems to conspire in your favor. New people enter your life. New opportunities arise. You realize that change truly attracts change. And what once seemed impossible now becomes tangible. But don't be mistaken. The journey is long. And the challenges never completely disappear. They just transform. Instead of fighting against the winds, you learn to navigate the storms that life offers. And when you do this, you begin to rediscover your own voice. The responsibility is always yours. The universe will continue to send messages, and you, now more attentive, know that they are an integral part of your growth. Reality has already been presented. Now it's up to you to choose how to respond to it. Keep listening. Keep acting. You find yourself at a crossroads. Life pushes, but you hesitate. The weight of the choice feels like an invisible burden on your shoulders. Inside you, there is a silent struggle, a battle between the need for security and the call for change. You watch opportunities slip through your life, like water through your fingers, and this vision provokes a particular agony. The memories dig deep. What could have been lurks around every corner. The lost laughter, the unfulfilled meetings, the words left unsaid. They echo inside your mind like a mantra that insists on not being forgotten. Each reflection is a reminder that life is not just about maintaining appearances. It is a battleground where every decision shapes who you are. Reality is relentless. While you float in your uncertainties, others move forward. They make choices, take risks, and life rewards this boldness. And you remain paralyzed watching the spectacle of others, a spectator instead of a protagonist. And this feeling of powerlessness is exhausting. But don't be mistaken. The solution is not in seeking external validation. It resides in recognizing that you need to act. The universe won't wait forever. It keeps sending signals, but your willingness to receive them is what will determine your future. Fear is a cunning thief. It whispers that you must wait for the ideal moment, that change can be postponed. But that moment never arrives. Time advances, impassive. Each lost day is a day you don't get back. And the cost of that? Irreversible. Look around you. People are changing, growing, adapting. You can too. But this requires a conscious choice, a commitment to yourself. When you were a child, there was courage in small things, the ability to explore, to take risks without thinking about the consequences. Where did that curiosity go? You allowed fear to become your anchor. It weighs you down and prevents your movement. The desire to please, to avoid conflicts, obscures the truth that pulses within you. Sometimes you need to recalibrate your perspective. What do you see in the mirror? A reflected image of someone afraid to detach from what is familiar, even if it means stifling what could be. The messages continue, incessant. Sometimes they come in the form of an unexpected conversation, a song that resonates, or even a movie that touches your open wounds. Each sign is a disguised opportunity, an invitation to look deeper. Life demands that you be present, that you recognize that the past does not define your future. Every small step you take towards change is a victory, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Saying no to an invitation that doesn't serve you. Choosing to wake up earlier to take care of yourself. Making space for pain instead of suppressing it. These acts are small but carry a powerful emotional weight. They signal to the universe that you are ready to listen. And in this process, there is a transformation. The pain becomes fruitful. It is no longer a weight, but a tool for reconstruction. You realize that everything you went through has shaped your essence. What once seemed a burden is now an anchor of understanding. The experiences, good or bad, teach. Each scar is a testament to resilience. The voices that were once muffled begin to echo clearly. You reconnect with what you truly desire. And when that happens, the world around you starts to change. Energy flows differently. The right people emerge. Opportunities appear in ways you never imagined. You discover that freedom begins in the mind. And action is the fuel that drives this change. The truth is that you are not alone on this journey. Everyone faces their own battles. What sets people apart is the willingness to look inside and recognize the need for change. The universe offers help, but only if you are willing to step out of your comfort zone. This requires courage. Don't seek justifications. Life doesn't wait for perfect answers. Accept that often the answer is simply to keep going. The path will reveal itself as you progress. Do not fear the unknown. There is beauty in uncertainty. The true magic of life lies in your ability to navigate through storms while keeping your goals in focus. The responsibility is yours. Pay attention. The messages are here to guide you. Do not ignore, do not avoid. They are the bridge between who you are and who you can become. And when you finally decide to open your eyes and heed this call, you realize that life was already preparing the ground for your transformation. The reality has already been presented. The universe has given you everything you need. Now, it's up to you to decide when you will start listening.